Welcome to Session 3 of Module 2.2, titled Protecting the Value, Risks, Priorities, and Contingencies. In the previous sessions, you worked on defining your entrepreneurial project using the project canvas, and then you translated that idea into a timeline and a mini budget. At this point, you already know what value you want to create, for whom, and how you plan to deliver it. In this session, we take an important step forward. We move from value proposition to value protection. Together, we will explore what could undermine your project and how you can protect learning outcomes even when conditions change. By the end of this video, you will be able to identify key risks, prioritize them, and design mitigation and contingency plans to keep your project safe and feasible. Why do we talk about risk in vet entrepreneurial projects? Because the reality of vet centers is complex. You deal with exam periods, timetable changes, limited resources, and students with different attendance levels and learning rhythms. When risks are ignored, projects often lose momentum. Teachers become overloaded, students get confused, and external partners may lose trust. Risk thinking is not about being negative. It is a professional planning tool that helps you protect feasibility and learning value in real school conditions. Before continuing, let's clarify three key terms. A risk is an uncertainty that could affect your project outcomes. An issue is something that has already happened and needs fixing. And an assumption is something you believe is true. For example, the lab will be free every Thursday. Be careful. Fragile assumptions often become risks. To make risk identification easier, we work with 4 practical risk categories. Context risks include external or institutional factors such as exam weeks, transport strikes, or unexpected school events. Stakeholder risks relate to people. These may involve external partners, school leadership, families, or even internal coordination between teachers. Pedagogical risks affect learning directly. Examples include student overload, team conflicts, uneven participation, or weak evidence of learning. Resource risks concern access to spaces, equipment, time, or budget. For example, a workshop that is not available or materials arriving late. In Activity 3.1, you will complete a quick risk register. You will list 6 to 10 risks, classify them, and assign a risk owner, the person responsible for monitoring that risk. You will also define an early warning sign, such as no reply from a partner after 7 days. Early warning signs help you act before a problem becomes serious. After identifying risks, the next step is prioritization. You may identify many risks, but you cannot manage all of them actively. You need to focus on what truly matters. This is the goal of Activity 3.2, the probability impact matrix. You will place each risk on a grid according to how likely it is to happen and how damaging it would be. Risks with high probability and high impact are critical. Other risks may be less likely, but extremely damaging if they occur. These are dangerous surprises. From this analysis, you must select your top 3 priority risks. These are the risks that threaten learning value, feasibility, or stakeholder trust the most. Once you have identified your top 3 risks, it is time to act. This is Activity 3.3, Mitigation and Contingency Planning. It is important to understand the difference. Mitigation happens before a risk occurs. It reduces the probability or the impact. For example, confirming partner commitment early or building buffer time into your timeline. Contingency is your plan B. It is what you will do if the risk actually happens. For example, switching to an internal school client if an external partner withdraws. For each priority risk, you must also define your minimum viable project. Ask yourself, if this risk happens, what is the minimum version of this project that still delivers learning value? This ensures that even in difficult conditions, students still achieve meaningful learning outcomes. By completing this session, you are doing more than planning a project. You are modeling the Entrecom competence of coping with uncertainty and ambiguity. To complete Session 3, please complete 2 documents. First, A1, your quick risk register. Second, A2, your probability impact matrix and top 3 risks. And third, A3, your mitigation and contingency plan, including your minimum viable project definition. You now have a clear view of what could go wrong and a plan to protect your value. In the next session, S4, we will use these risks to design your team governance, roles, and decision rules. Thank you, and good luck protecting your project's value.